Welcome to the Equinety Podcast, where horse owners just like you share their incredible Equinety stories and how Equinety is changing their horses' lives. Whether you're searching for something to give your performance horse better focus, faster recovery, and more stamina, or in the extreme case where all hope seems lost, give your horse what it needs to help heal at a cellular level, you'll find it here. So jump in on today's episode to hear how Equinety is helping horses worldwide. Now, welcome your host, John Dowdy.
Hello, and we are back for another Equinety Podcast. In this week's podcast episode, we're going to bring on Charlene Short from Louisiana. Charlene, welcome to the Equinety Podcast.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure, and when you shared your story with General, who is a 29-year-old off-track thoroughbred rescue, I believe I have all that correct.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Yep. Okay, so he was battling some cellulitis for quite some time. Tell us about that and what he was going through.
Okay. In Colorado, where we came from, he did not suffer from this. But when we got down here in the heat and humidity, it seemed to start. And about at least once a month for the last 5 years, maybe longer than that, he would have these outbreaks. And his left rear leg from hock to fetlock would swell like a tree trunk. It was awful. And the skin would get so tight and seep, and occasionally it looked like it was literally going to split. He lived off of antibiotics and me hosing him and putting poultice on and all kind of things to try to help him, but he was just painful. So this past November, 2018, I came across this product on Facebook and thought, well, I'll try it. And lo and behold, it worked wonders.
How fast did you see results when you started the Equinety?
Probably within 3 weeks. The swelling on his leg went down, and we did not have another recurrence until just a couple of weeks ago, when we had a really hot night and a really hot day, and the humidity was very high. His legs swole up, and he literally got down, and we had to prod him to get him up. I put a poultice on his leg and just kept the Equinety going, and within 36 hours, the swelling was gone. He was pain-free, and we just hosed him to keep him comfortable. And this time we did not have to have antibiotics, where before he just literally lived off of them.
Wow. So for 5 years battling the cellulitis, since you brought him down to Louisiana from Colorado, so living on antibiotics, and this was just an everyday thing with him, which, you know, being 29 years old and a yard ornament, it seems like you were having to spend a lot of time just to try to get him comfortable, but nothing seemed to be working.
Right.
Yeah,
he was literally miserable.
Oh, that's horrible. Well, I know a lot of people, a lot of people battle with this kind of a thing, and I know it's frustrating. And so the great thing is, and that's one of the reasons I was very excited to have you on, because with being able to find something that helps, and as fast as it did, I mean, you must have been pretty surprised when you saw the swelling go down that fast.
I was very surprised and very pleased.
General was probably pretty saying, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Yeah, and the nice thing is he is a very picky eater. When you put things in his food, a lot of times he'll just use that big old nose and push it around. Yeah, and then not eat. But he accepted this right away, and we've had no problems. He just goes right along with it every day.
That's great. Okay, so you started in November. The swelling went down in about 3 weeks, and then how many months went by, and then there was another flare-up?
Well, it was all of December, and then till here in June, right at the end of May and the first part of June. Okay. So it was 6 months.
Yeah, so that was the longest stint that he hasn't dealt with it, and then it flares up, and you're like, oh, here we go again.
Right.
But within 36 hours, the swelling went down. Of course, and you mentioned you also use a poultice wrap along with the Equinety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 36 hours, then you pulled that off, and then within a couple days, it's just all gone again.
Right. Yeah, and that's the quickest it's ever left. Usually it's at least a week, 10 days of him just moping around and uncomfortable and having antibiotics and bute.
Oh.
And this time we did not do bute and we did not do antibiotics, and he seemed to come along just great.
That's fantastic. And then he got a little treat this weekend with the grandkids, you told me.
Yes. My grandson and my great-granddaughter, who are 9 and 5, were over actually this morning when I was feeding, and I put a halter on General and led him around, and then they fed him treats, and everybody's happy. We even took pictures. It was awesome.
Oh, wow. How long has it been since anybody's been on him?
A little over 2 years.
Okay. Wow. Well, he'll be looking forward to that more often to get some more treats, I guess.
Yes, he will. All the treats he can get.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Charlene, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to share your Equinety story in general and the cellulitis that you've been battling. And it's sounds like you've finally been able to find something that really helps and makes everybody's life more happy.
I'm thrilled. I really am, and I appreciate the product. It has just done wonders.
Yeah, we are definitely blessed for sure that it helps in so many ways. So, Well, Charlene Short from Louisiana, and Charlene, thank you again.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate it.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
That's all for this episode of the Equinety Podcast. For more information on purchasing Equinety, be sure to visit our website at teamequinety.com, where you'll also find product information as well as more testimonials on how others have seen amazing results by implementing Equinety into their horse's supplement regime. We'll have more stories on how Equinety is helping horses worldwide right here on a future episode of the Equinety Podcast.